Hello people, this is a short little video but something that I've been called to share, and it's about ayahuasca. Now, mostly regarding the fact that it's not going to save you. It is not the magic red pill that's gonna change your life and give you some great insight into everything. I mean, it can do. I'm not saying it can't. I'm not denying it can't. What I'm saying is that you need to do the work yourself. Like, do the work yourself before you go and visit Mama Aya. Make sure you've done the work, because what I notice in the Aya community, or the New Age spirituality community, is that they're so quick to just they want the answers quick. You guys want to know quickly, what can I do to solve all my issues? And really, most of your issues are solvable through you taking a deep look at yourself in the mirror. And I will do that for you, but you're going to forget. After a couple of weeks, you forget everything. You can talk about your experience, but you can't embody it. That feeling, everything that you feel in those ceremonies that is wonderful and amazing, that shows you everything you need to know, you will quickly forget, especially if you don't integrate it properly. And I think for a lot of people who go to ceremonies, they're not integrating. You guys are not integrating. And to be honest, the shamans don't integrate you either. They don't really know what it's like to live in the West. They don't know what it's like to be in the West, constantly bombarded with bills and things you need to do and tasks and children and school and work and this and that. Like, they can't actually know. Like, when they take ayahuasca in their homeland, they are going back to the village and they're spending time with their family. They don't really have the same issues we have. So they don't really know, or they're not really even, they don't have the awareness to make sure you integrate. They just assume you're going to be going home. They don't know the layers of what it takes to actually integrate, basically, because they don't really need to integrate. They are already in the mother. They already are living naturally most of the time. That's when I'm talking about being out there. Being here and going to ayahuasca ceremonies in the UK or in Europe or in anywhere is not really sustainable. Firstly, to Aya, the amount of medicine that is taken and extracted from where it's meant to be and brought over, flown over, mixed up, made up here, it's not really what it's meant to be. It's a watered down version. Now, obviously, you can have just as amazing experiences wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. But one thing I would say is, like Baba Kalindi always says, check him out if you don't know him. Baba Kalindi, he's a researcher and he is into psychedelics, and he talks a lot about mushrooms. And I remember one of his talks, what stuck out to me most was him saying about how unsustainable ayahuasca is, simply because of the process it takes to cook and where it comes from. It should be there. And magic mushrooms are literally available in every single country. You can get them from wherever you are. They grow everywhere. Those are the substances we should be taking. And you can do just as deep journeys with mushrooms if you take, for example, he takes hero doses of up to 20 grams. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting you do that, but you can go deep with mushrooms too. Why not just focus on mushrooms? And shamans who are here operating, I would suggest them doing that too. Why don't you just go with things that are here from the land? And I feel like that spiritually is much more spiritually sound, and working with elements that are here. It's like sustainability. Like, why do we import bananas and foods from all of these other countries? Not saying I don't eat bananas or I don't enjoy food or exotic fruit, but we're extracting from one place, bringing it all over here, when the people there now can't afford it, and it's hard for the people there in the places to practice and eat this healthy food. We're bringing it here and then we're eating it here. Why don't we eat seasonally? Why don't we eat what's available to us here? Having too much options and too much choice is actually not helpful for Mother Earth. Therefore, for ayahuasca, Therefore, for the healing that it's going to provide is also going to have that entangled with it too. Like, I know eating bananas when you live in the UK, even in the summer, isn't really that sustainable for your body. Your body is probably a bit confused. Your body actually likes eating foods that are local. It doesn't like, obviously it adapts, but that more local you can eat, the healthier you're going to be, and the more healing you're going to get from the food that you're eating. So I say all that to say is that when you're taking ayahuasca, maybe that's what you want to think. Maybe you want to do magic mushrooms instead. Go to a ceremony that are doing mushrooms rather than ayahuasca, which takes a huge amount of effort to bring over here. And then also, how are the people that are facilitating the spaces initiated into the ayahuasca? Like, I know in Peru, for example, to do your ayahuasca training, it can take up to 3 years of you living completely alone without anybody, like in a hut that they provide, and they'll bring you food every now and then, or I don't even know what the process is, but it's a long process. And I think majority of people who are hosting Aya ceremonies have not gone through that. So they are going to have things attached to them, or still ego. And obviously, we all have an ego. You can't get rid of your ego, even the shamans do. But there's just a level of understanding that you have from going through the proper process that I think a lot of people who are hosting ceremonies don't have. And as well, that goes for even the indigenous communities that are flown over here to do the ceremonies. Don't get me wrong, it's just what it is. They bring the medicine, they bring their culture, it's beautiful, and the ceremonies are amazing. But also, they're not going to heal as deeply as you think, because you go back to your normal life the next day. You might even have work on the Monday morning. And I notice in these communities, some people go to 10, 20 ceremonies a year, maybe even 30. And to me, that's crazy. You're not actually integrating any of the information. You're just going in and in and in and in. And it can feel so good and so beautiful and so nice. But trust me when I say there's a lot deeper things you can do when it comes to somatics. Do somatic work. It's like the difference between working out for a week and expecting results than working out over a year, for example. The results that you get from working out slowly over a year, for example, are going to be a much deeper and more beneficial than you just working out loads for a week. Do you know what I mean? The results of that year are going to be a lot more deeper. You're going to be able to go a lot deeper and really process things properly. So yeah, that's kind of my take on ayahuasca. I remember going to Peru in 2019 thinking, yes, I'm going to do this ayahuasca. I need to be healed, all my troubles, all how I am, this, that. I need to do this. I went to Peru. I had my son and I had my brother and my sister with me. I was ready. They weren't really that interested in it. I found a center. I found one that I could afford. It was cheap enough, and I was like, yes, I'm ready to go. But just as I was packing my stuff, like ready, so excited, something sat me down, and I literally remember, like, I don't know if it was Aya talking to me, but it was just like, come to me when you're ready. You're not ready yet. You need to do the work yourself. Do the work before you come to me. Like, don't step to me like all excited and rushed and ready to heal. Step to me when you're actually ready to, like, cleanse yourself, do the work, sit down with yourself, journal, practice art, move your body, go through certain things before you come to me. Like, it's all an initiation. And to me, that was so loud. I couldn't believe how loud that was. And it wasn't until my first ayahuasca ceremony that I felt that same feeling. It was like a presence from Mama Aya. She was telling me then to wait and hold on And that same feeling I got in my first ceremony it was her. Aya is already in us. Aya is nature. It's Mother Nature. All we need to do is listen, and our answers are there. We don't really need to travel miles away to go and get it. Although traveling is healthy, you want to travel, be on your own for a bit. Like I said, journal. There's so many practices out there that you can do every day, 10 minutes a day for a year, that are going to be a lot more beneficial than one Aya ceremony. That's going to cost you how much? It's going to cost the earth how much? Like, take your time with your healing. There's no rush. Like, that's it. That's what I'd have to say. And I hope that this finds whoever it needs to find, whether that's one person or two people. It's just my insight and my wisdom on it. I have hosted retreats with ayahuasca. My brother lives on an in Peru with shamans. He has worked with them. I've worked with a lot of people